My marriage completely changed when I realized that so many of my problems, me being upset, were not my husband's problems. And that so many of his problems, him being upset, were not my problems. I was at my therapist's office and I said, "Therapist, my husband doesn't do the dishes. We have been married years and he doesn't do the dishes and it drives me crazy." And she said, "Okay, well, does he make you do the dishes?" And I said, "Well, he's not doing them, so it means that I'm doing them. He actually would just prefer to use paper plates." And she said, "Well, why don't you use paper plates?" And I said, "Because I don't want to. That's stupid and da 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 da. I want to use real plates." And she said, "So why does he have to do the dishes?" And I said, "What? Well, the dishes need to be done." And she said, "Yeah, but he doesn't want to do them and he'd just rather use paper plates. So why are you expecting him to do them when you're the one that wants to use like real plates?" And I said, "This is not how I thought this conversation was going to go." She said, "Sharon, let's hypothetically say that you have begged your husband to do the dishes for years, that you go to therapy over it, that you do all of these things to get him to do the dishes and he still doesn't do them. What are your options here? Are you going to divorce him? Are you going to be pissed off about it forever? Or are you going to be a big girl and figure out how to be happy in your marriage and how to do the damn dishes the way that you want to do them?" And I said, "Well, I'm not going to divorce him over his dishes. Everything else is great." And she said, "Just be a big girl and figure out then. He's not responsible for making you happy. You're a full-grown adult. That's your job." Like I said, not the way that I thought that conversation was going to go. And then he was getting annoyed at how I do the laundry. And I was so bothered that he was annoyed. And then I realized, oh, him being annoyed is his problem. And if he has an issue with how I do the laundry, then he can do the laundry. And then finally one day he said, "Hey, what if I just did all the laundry?" And I was like, "Yeah, and I'll just do all the dishes." And he was like, "Yeah." And we've been doing that for 4 years now. And like, life-changing. And applying that mentality to different aspects of our marriage, that you are responsible for you and I am responsible for me. And that is good and healthy and okay. Oh my gosh, it has changed everything.
Oftentimes in relationships, we have the unrealistic expectation to, guess what, keep each other happy. This applies too much pressure on the relationship. It also doesn't allow room for growth or compromise. Imagine if this couple stood firm in their beliefs that the other person needed to meet their expectations, not giving any room for compromise. I will take care of me for you, you take care of you for me.